that I was refreshingly surprised and delighted to see how vulnerable and willing you were to feel the tears come to the surface of all these years of pain that were releasing from who knows what condition, that we were talking about in working with the body. So that's what precipitated me feeling, wait a minute, I know you've wanted this for yourself personally. Beyond training, let's dive deeper and giving you some personal therapeutics between our sessions so you get more out of it.
I love that. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome. So let's go deeper and for a moment then review what happened. And of course, you don't have to do all the training sessions in hours related to the training. This can be part of it as well. So I'm sure you knew that in our jumping on today, that we can just include that as part of the mix. And whatever time we spend, whether it's short or long, we'll just give you more personal support with Sean and whatever else we're setting in motion together. Yeah.
Right. And yeah, I did sort of understand that. And that was, yeah, I mean, I'm very grateful to you for your time and attention.
Great. So let's dive deeper now. When the tears came up and you were having the session and we were basically doing stretching, do you remember the moment, the recall of, oh my God, when he was saying this, that's when those tears came to mind. It could have been anything from when I was doing like this on the elbows,
honestly, it was the I don't know the exact affirmations, but I know that it was related to the wing muscles.
Yeah. That's right. And what I was about to say was what I was thinking, because this is often when people are moved to tears. It's when we take a stand verbally to the condition or the part of the body that has been a pivotal point in our development where we suddenly closed up or we suddenly shut up or we suddenly gave power away. I believe, these are the words that stand out, this particular stroke here, where we're moving the elbow or the forearm on the trapezius muscles, which I showed Sean and you, basically him working on you, which is fine. We can continue the same way throughout the whole course. Him doing it on you, you don't have to learn it. But if you do, you'll add it to your skill set in ways you can work online with both the life wave and have you considered also the Healy in terms of a device to help you be more effective with people?
So I have definitely heard of some of those. Amanda's on another one called AO, which is very similar to Healy from what I've heard. So that was one that I was going to check out as well. And there's also the Rife. I don't have an opinion on that space yet. I definitely think it's on my to-do list, so to speak, right? In terms of like, how do I work with people and raising frequency and all the other stuff. And whatever like etheric or energetic abilities I have that are continuing to blossom. I've been doing these energy sessions with people where I can connect them almost to the actual energy of a particular manifestation that they're seeking. And then we can look at, I look at where they're blocking in the chakras. And so I do a lot from the energy and the ether perspective. I'm fairly connected. Although, to be fair, that's all very new as well. Like, it's only in the last couple of weeks that's actually emerged to the point where I can direct it consciously now.
I saw your Facebook post, which is what inspired me to also suggest to you that as you are beyond any personal therapy that I'm doing with you through Sean on you, and you're learning more skill sets, both online and physically, that this particular device, which I got from my ex-wife who lives in Florida, the Healy, is a way of scanning a person's entire bioenergetics from afar during remote scans about whatever they need through all the systems, and then providing the very frequencies, energies, and vibrations that person needs within minutes as part of your therapy. So I'm thinking this could be a very powerful tool for you. I'm bringing it up now with a little bit of sense of urgency because I'm very happy with it. And the whole Healy platform is changing in 2 weeks on the 1st of June to no longer allowing people to just get this outright and provide it as support to people. That's going on a subscription basis, which is going to be a lot more
I
expensive
get
for
you.
people.
Okay. I get
So
what you're
I'm
saying.
thinking
So
if you're serious about this, within the next
yeah.
2 weeks, I would like to see you get one of these and use this as part of your tools to be even more powerful in your scanning, in your sending frequencies, if that is of any interest. And to do
Yeah,
that,
no, I definitely do. I just haven't had I didn't, look into that stuff. So I'll definitely check out the Healy and see. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a great idea.
what I could do to give you an experience of it, either right now or in this conversation or sometime in the next week, we don't want to let it go too long, is to actually do a scan for you to see what it's called, what it's picking up, and then to send the vibrations that would help balance those frequencies and to see if you resonate with that. And if so, then I'll show you how you can get one. I think that could be a powerful thing to test it out first to see if you resonate with it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down for that. I'm open to that. Yeah, sure.
So would you like to do that now or later after we go through some of the things that I wanted to talk with you about in a deeper dive with what happened in the session? Because I definitely want to cover that today as well.
Well, why don't we do that first then? Because it's a little bit less recent. You know what I mean? Like the Healy we can do later. The session happened already. Like
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. And because it's on my mind. So I was thinking that when I was saying the words while stretching the trapezius muscle down away from the ear, I was saying some things that it often brings people to tears when they say these words. So say these words with me while you also either move the neck or the shoulders away and notice what comes up emotionally and in your recall of different events, either from this lifetime or other lifetimes. Again, the condition that you have, you described as what again? Describe it in the medical model. It's called what?
It's called cerebral palsy. It's basically just that my muscles are too tight.
Right. And I can see that just from the way you're sitting there. I can see that. So
Yep.
I was asking you to have a conversation with the cerebral palsy. I remember this. And this is
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah. And I sent some of it back to source. And yeah, I remember that.
Exactly that. So this is what I do on the muscles as well. So I was saying I send people's programs on the exhalation, patterns,
and pain. I remember that. You're right. That's right.
back
That's
to
it.
the source.
I send other people's programs, patterns, and pain back. It's already resonating
back to where
right
it came. And that brings up all this feeling, even as you say it. Notice, there we go. Exactly.
Yep.
So I thought that was the key expression, and I wanted to come right back to that today because I knew that's what provoked you in a deep sense of releasing the tears. And I noticed it, I saw it, and I thought, no, I'm not going to just let this be part of the training. That's not right. Let's dive deeper. And now here we are. This is exactly what I was perceiving. Great.
You were right. Wow, that's very intuitive of you, sir.
Yeah, well, I feel a sacred responsibility, Aubin, when I notice that with another soul and I'm working with them to go, whoa, okay, let's now rewire the associations connecting you to cerebral palsy or to the elements of it where you're feeling limited or a belief in limitation from, and this is what I'm coming from right now. Go into your consciousness, super conscious, breathing.
Yep.
Conscious, breathing, full breath in, long breath through, fully feeling all the sensations in the muscles of the body that are tight, and feeling and connecting with any images, memories from this or any other lifetimes where there has been some hurt, some injury, some suffering, some struggle that either you received or you inflicted on another that you're paying for by the gift of this condition to have you deal with some of the same ways that you were involved with this in another time. Is this making sense?
Yep. It's already resonating.
Yeah, I can feel the tears. This is great. I knew this would happen. That's why we're talking. So good. So as you tap or just feel the resonance here with this condition, now you can say to me as a witness, okay, here's how I resonate with that. And let's see what comes. Go ahead.
Okay, here's how I resonate with that. I just feel like I don't even know where this sense is coming from, but I feel like I've inflicted pain on other people.
Yeah, that's my feeling too. And it was another lifetime, or was it this lifetime?
I feel like many lifetimes ago, or many,
Yeah.
I feel like I've done it more than once.
I do too. I do too. And it's good now that you're crying because we're releasing the condition that, in a way, you in your soul, in your consciousness, and we're recording this, so you'll get a copy of this later. Everything that we're doing right now, punished yourself for hurting others that you knew was out of integrity, out of character. You were pushed into it, or you were forced into it, or you agreed to do it for some reason that was giving you something in return. Tell me, what colors, shapes, forms, cartoon images at all? It doesn't have to make any sense. Words, phrases, songs, memory are connected to these expressions. I did inflict pain on others in past lifetimes. And what's coming up in my recall now is, go ahead, what's
I
coming
did
up?
inflict pain on others in past lifetimes, and what's coming up now in my recall is just like dark magic. Like I was almost like I it's almost like a warlock with a cauldron and like I was casting spells or
Yes, that's right. That's right. Good to feel the tears come up. This is beautiful. So well, let's talk to that part of your consciousness now that's also letting go through the shaking and the convulsing, which also releases tension in the muscles, which is an interesting thing. That convulsing that you're doing now is actually releasing tension in the muscles. So if you were to own this part of your body that is releasing and saying these words out loud, I am this convulsing and letting go of pain programs and patterns. I am that letting go. Just saying that in your own words. It doesn't have to be my words. Go ahead.
I am the letting go of these programs, patterns, and pain. I am the shaking. I am the convulsing.
Exactly, exactly. And what I feel like in Aubyn's body is,
and what I feel like in Aubyn's body is a profound sense of release.
that
is letting me be free.
yes, I'm coming out of hiding. I no longer am in secret hiding and holding myself within this body. Through Aubyn's soul and consciousness, which feels now responsible for all this pain that he inflicted on others. Now we want to go into a bit of a ho'oponopono process between you and the pain that you've now inflicted upon yourself as a way of healing what you've done with others by bringing it to your own physicality so you can experience how painful it was for others. So take a deep breath in, feel the pain, breathing into the center of it, all the contractions in the muscles of the body, breathing into it. And now I want you to say these words in full sincerity and humility. And this is you, basically the one who felt responsible saying these words. To all those who I have hurt.
To all those who I have hurt.
In this and any other and every other lifetime.
In this and every other lifetime.
For all of you that I have inflicted pain upon.
For all of you that I have inflicted pain upon.
And created anguish, misery, suffering, and struggle.
And created anguish, misery, suffering, and struggle.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Yeah, that's right. Now feel it. Feel it. Because you're speaking to all souls that have been punished, that have been hurt, not just through your own doing this and being this and thinking this, but through all beings, saying this to all beings through all time. people saying it also to you, because it's not just you that have hurt others, but you've been hurt, and you've even decided to put it upon yourself on some unconscious level. You're with me? To be at peace with your soul. If I inflicted all that pain with others on others, I need to experience that myself to see the horror of what I've done, so I can be at peace with myself and this life itself. And just notice what I'm saying. Okay, so the next part in the conversation is saying the words to all of these people, saying these words, to all of you who I have hurt,
To all of you who I have hurt,
to all of you I've inflicted pain upon,
to all of you I have inflicted pain upon,
on this and every other lifetime,
and in this and every other lifetime,
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And just feel not just you saying that to them, but them saying that to you. You know, I'm sorry that you had to do that with me, and I suffered, and I was never the same. To all souls and all beings and all universes, all sentient beings in human and other forms, saying to the others, where families have created wars against families and judged and pushed people down and have been part of this creating of this stew that we're all in humanity. Picturing all of them saying this to you and all souls, to all souls. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, please forgive me.
Forgive me. Please forgive us. Yeah.
Please
yeah,
forgive us.
Yeah, good. And that breathing, feel breathing into the center of the sensation as you shake free these old sufferings, these old struggles, these old conversations, these old, I need to punish myself now because I was such a horrific force to other people. This is what you did. You know that to some degree. You with me? Yeah.
I am. Yes.
Yeah, good, good. And now saying the words with full consciousness and embodiment, I love you.
I love you.
I love you. All of you who I hurt, all of life itself, all the lessons that I've had to learn as a result, and all people saying that to you. I love you. I love this opportunity we have in this moment of now, to heal this condition that we've been living with in our bodies, buried in our landscapes. I love you. I love this opportunity we have created together. In this consciousness, in this moment of now, I love you. So again, from the beginning, I'm sorry, feel it.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
I love you.
I love you.
And then the final part, I thank you.
I thank you.
I thank you for this opportunity to visit this Ho'oponopono process as often as possible. So I'm going to give this to you as homework, often between our sessions together, to practice this in the mirror, to say it out loud, and do exactly what I'm doing with you. You might name the parts or the people that you've hurt, or just see what comes up. And this will bring you into a deeper embodiment of the wisdom underneath the pain. So tell me where you are sitting now. How is this process, this Ho'oponopono process, beneficial to you from what we just said in motion? Tell me.
Oh, I am so much lighter and looser, and there's new energy in my belly, like warmth in my second chakra. My shoulders are looser, my neck is looser.
Yes, yes, such a powerful tool for you to practice. And as you cry and let go, this is such a powerful way for you to use this process. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. I thank you with yourself and with other clients to keep going deeper, because you can see now from the place of wisdom. Now let's include what I often do in my dancing freedom classes, the wisdom of your body, your wisdom of your heart, and the wisdom of your highest self. Now sharing with you a wisdom message that is evoking from what we're setting in motion, saying the words first. Aubin, I am your body speaking right now.
Aubin, I am your body speaking right now.
And from what you have just set in motion in this Ho'oponopono practice,
And from what you have just set in motion from this Ho'oponopono practice,
where you've shared, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you.
where you've shared, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you.
I have a message of wisdom for you
I have a message of wisdom for you
as your body,
as your body,
with the insights about the contractions with the cerebral palsy
with the insights about the contractions with the cerebral palsy
that you've carried all these years,
that you've carried all these years,
and in the physicality of your belief and limitation that you've bought into in this old narrative.
and in the physicality of your belief and limitation that you've bought into with this old narrative.
Here's my wisdom to you
Here's my
as the
wisdom
body,
to
as
you
your
as
body.
the body.
And then see what comes. Speak out loud.
I love you, and you should love me.
Yes, yes, good. And because I love you,
And because I love you,
and because I know that underneath all the ways you've been punishing me and inflicting pain on me and telling yourself that you're no good and you're a bad person and you're evil and you're a dark magician, I have to say that it's time that you step up to a new narrative, which I'm going to assist you with right now. The
which
old
I'm going
narrative,
to assist you with
yeah.
right now.
Yep. The old narrative from the point of view of being your body was that you were telling yourself, go ahead.
I was telling myself I'm broken, I'm twisted, I don't work, I'm crooked.
Right. Exactly. And the new narrative
The new
is the
narrative
following.
is that I'm strong and powerful and confident and functional and perfect in every way.
Beautiful. Now, I'm going to make note of that in this conversation that we're having right now, that that is happening in our, it's about 25 minutes in, that this is the new affirmation. I'm strong. Say it again.
I'm strong and confident and powerful and perfect in every way.
Yep. Beautiful. Powerful and perfect in every way. I'm even perfect in my imperfection.
I'm even perfect in my imperfections.
And so now you're going to say, since I am strong,
Since I am
confident,
strong, confident, powerful, and perfect in every way,
including my perfection and my imperfection,
including perfection and my imperfections,
my new narrative in relationship to my body is that from now on, see what comes?
my new narrative in relationship to my body is that from now on, I will take much better care of myself.
Okay, and now let's remove the will. And what's left when you take out the future tense? I
take much better care of myself.
Exactly. You feel how much more powerful that is. Okay,
Yes.
and now in terms of the physicalization of how this is going to roll out between now and when we have our next session, whether it's a training session or this therapy session, that what that could look like in the next week or so, and just name, okay, here's what I'm willing to put into practice starting today that I haven't done until today. Okay, here's the ways I'm ready to take better care of myself. Name them.
More water,
Okay.
at least 90 ounces of water a day, more consistent meals, better
Yep.
hygiene, brush my teeth more often,
Yep.
shower more often,
Yep.
General exercise.
Yep. Excellent. So in the next week, you might write these words down, but of course you're going to get the audio and the video. So I want you to take notes once you get the video, because these same words are going to be on it. So in between now and when we do, I have a sense we're going to continue doing this online deepening along with the therapy in our next online deepening session like this. I'd like you to report to me. You can always put it in writing in the meantime, because that helps you tangibilize it, if you get my drift. What am I doing in the areas of improving my relationship to? And that you said water, at least 90 ounces per day. Write that down. Consistent meals. progress you've made in the next week, looking back on that. Hygiene with my teeth and other areas, showering, washing, and exercising. That's enough to get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different areas, and you'll come up with others. So because I'm giving you homework to practice, and I'm not going to rip you apart or tear you apart or punish you if you didn't get to do the homework. I don't care.
Right.
I'm
No, I get it.
to reinforce in you your nuances of nuances that you come up with in bullet point form between our sessions and in live. Okay, here's what I've changed in my relationship with water, with consistent being able to be eating, and in my consistency. It's all about consistency with hygiene, with shower, with exercise. It's whatever comes in or out of the body, because you haven't. You've been in your brain, you've been in the etheric, you do amazing work there. But now what we're doing is connecting your headiness, which has been another way of you being safe to come out of the pain, to create a whole new structure within yourself that you can live in that own bubble. What I'm doing with you now is connecting that mental decisions you had about stepping off or stepping away, and integrating it with your full consciousness in matter, your spirit, your mind, your emotions, and your physicality.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Is it making sense what we're doing?
Oh, it's making entirely too much sense. See,
I had an aha moment. I want to tell you about this when we were doing the training. And my aha moment with you when we were doing the training was that you were in tears. And at the end of the session, you said, "Oh my God, I had no idea I would be so moved." And I suddenly had, aha, I just got it. I've been seeing Amanda's breaking free, because she's done a huge amount of crying and convulsing and shaking and so on in her sessions with me, and coming up with these wisdoms and magic and momentum, and our whole world's turned around. And this. I said to myself, I got it. Aubin really wants this therapy himself. I mean, he can learn this. And I didn't know until seeing your Facebook post that you're actually going to be providing these healing sessions and stepping up. Go, oh my God, let's do some profound healing with you during the bodywork sessions. Let's go deeper in these online sessions, and let's provide you with even more support, like with the Healy, to be able to give other people the same benefit and take people on a similar dive to what I'm doing. That will just expand your whole world beyond what you ever imagined. So that was my insight in reaching out to you, going, hey, how are you ready to go deeper? Because there's way more now. There's a lot
more to go, apparently.
So let's keep going. My next step in this is from the wisdom of not just the body, of the heart, saying these words out loud.
Wisdom of the heart, huh?
Yeah, saying these words out loud. Aubin, I am your wisdom of your heart.
Aubin, I am the wisdom of your heart.
And I've been sitting in here with all the pain you've been going through in this and other lifetimes.
And I've been sitting in here with all the pain you've been going through in this and other lifetimes.
And I've been witnessing all the ways that you've inflicted beliefs of limitation upon yourself and others.
And I've been witnessing all the ways that you've inflicted a belief and limitation on yourself and others.
And as the witness.
And as the witness.
And as your heart.
And as your heart.
Being with you through all of these shifts and changes.
Being with you through all of these shifts and changes.
Throughout all these lifetimes, here's my wisdom statement to you.
Throughout all these lifetimes, here's my wisdom statement to you.
Yep.
Keep opening your heart. Keep leading with your heart. Keep enjoying other people. Keep enjoying your life. Make a life you enjoy.
Good. 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 And now if your tears could speak, because the tears are a big part of your shaking free of the old pain. I am the tears and the convulsing and the shaking free in Aubin right now. And if I had words that match these sensations, this is what I would say in the wisdom of my tears. Go ahead.
This is what I would say is Stop rejecting yourself.
Say it again.
Stop rejecting yourself.
Stop rejecting yourself. And let's turn that into a double positive instead of a double negative.
Accept and embrace yourself completely and fully.
There we go. Good, good. Then saying these words, the more, Aubin, you accept myself, accept the release of this pain,
The more I accept myself and the release of this pain,
the more I am able to communicate with the depth of compassion and care and loving that I intend to bring out in everyone else and what I want from others out there. I am this depth and care of loving. I am that. And I am that. I am that.
I am that I am. I am that.
Yeah. So we're shifting your view, you see, in our conversation here together from the old view, even as you said it, don't do this. That's ridiculous. All you can think of is what you said, no.
Right.
Leading with your heart, enjoying people, enjoying life. So my homework for you, and I want you to take notes about this, is to write that down as wisdom of heart. And between now and our next session, in bullet points, share with me some of the awakened moments. Okay. Engaged with a woman or group of people I haven't spoken with in months, opened up a whole new rapport and feeling of being able to share with this group that I've stepped away from for years. There's so much more there. Good. Okay. Enjoying life. Today I took myself on a walk around the nearby park, and I wound up having a conversation with a flower, and oh my goodness, I felt the delicacy of my that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Real example. So we're setting the stage in our sessions together, and you're physicalizing, or I use the word for the first time ever today, tangibilizing the physical, measurable, repeatable sensations and locations so you can come back to it. Felt a lift in my shoulders, felt more movement in the area around my chest and heart. I'm able to smell with greater ease the sweetness of flowers around me. I haven't smelled a flower in weeks, or that kind of stuff. Okay.
Right. Yep. I got it.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is the wisdom of the higher self. We've shared so far the wisdom of your body, the wisdom of your heart, and now we step further, the wisdom of my higher self. Aubin, I am your higher self.
Aubin, I am your higher self.
I've been witnessing everything that you have thought, said, and done.
Everything that you've thought, felt, and done.
Through all incarnations.
Through all incarnations.
I see this powerful work that you're doing right now.
I see the powerful work that you're doing right now.
In releasing the limitations in your physical body.
And releasing the limitations in your physical body.
Transforming your negative self-talk to empowering, nurturing self-talk.
Transforming your negative self-talk to empowering, nurturing self-talk.
And the declarations you're making on committing yourself to a life fully loved, fully accepting.
And the declarations you're making on committing yourself to a life fully loved and fully accepting.
The joy and the sorrow.
The joy and the sorrow.
The pleasure and the pain.
Pleasure and the pain.
The depth of your beingness.
The depth of your beingness.
And the ability to make a difference.
And the ability to make a difference.
In your life.
In your life.
In the lives of others.
And in the lives of others.
And for life itself.
And for life itself.
Here's my wisdom statement to you as your higher self. If I could say this in the fewest words, I would say to you, go ahead.
Here's my wisdom statement to you as your higher self. If I could say this in the fewest words, I would say to you, have fun.
Beautiful. So again, when you take notes on this later and you see that in the timestamp of this coming through at around in the 35 minutes into the session, make a note in the left-hand column, fun, and the right-hand column, things you did to have fun between now and a week from now or whenever we have this next conversation. Today, I did something I never did before. I went to Alcatraz Island on there, or wherever you're in Los Angeles. I went to the Self-Realization Fellowship Shrine by Sunset Boulevard and walked around that beautiful lake by the sea. And so I had a revelation come, something like that, that's the physical activities, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is great information. So now I stop with you and I ask you the question, because what I just led you through was a process called harvesting that I've been learning to do in my Teaching Dancing Freedom classes online and offline, which is to, once you have the physical release of the pain or the shaking and the convulsing, there's a shifting in the consciousness. So the body, the heart, and the higher mind then can add their wisdom statements. And now you can put that into your power bag or your inner consciousness, and you can use it anywhere, everywhere. So how is that helpful to you, what we just did, the harvesting element? What was most helpful about that?
It was really interesting to see what would come up from each perspective, like the body, the mind, and the higher self all have, or the body, the heart, and the higher self all have different outlooks on the same vessel, basically. Like,
excellent. Yeah. And because they have different outlooks, now it's like if you have someone that you're in a relationship with and you have moments that you want to share joy with them, but you also have some moments that you have some anger, maybe it's important to separate the two. Let's just have a conversation to clear some of the anger and miscommunication and feeling misunderstood just in one focused conversation. And in another conversation, let's just have fun. So you've separated out these three elements so that you can now identify and give to yourself, rather than this entangled mass, very focused thought patterns, word patterns, and action patterns that now become part of your beingness, your whole life.
I like that. I'm blown away, Gary. I didn't know you could do this much work without even like physically touching anybody.
Well, in a way, it was kind of cool because the first time that I saw you cry was in the training session. I went, got it. Why wait for the training sessions? I can tap into that place where we had that expression. I send the pain, the programs, the patterns back to the source where they came, and it will happen without touching you. I knew that because we already had that moment physically where you were touched by someone else, by Sean.
Right.
Okay, I got it, because this is what I do. I've been doing so much Zooming. They go, okay, let's just take this to the next level. I don't need to touch you to continue to do the non-physical work. Well, it's very physical, actually, but the non-touching your body work.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's the crazy thing about the energy work too, is that if I didn't have this body with every little piece of sensation, I wouldn't be able to lead other people through their own energy.
Exactly. It's all a gift. When we look at spirituality from a place of honoring what true spirituality is, we learn, as someone told me this once, and it made so much sense, that everything that ever happened, all the pain, all the joy, all the dark and the light, have been, that's why I said to you before, perfectly set in motion. So when I said, even I own my perfect imperfection, this was necessary for me. Everything was necessary. The pain, the cerebral palsy. Now let's take that to another level again. See, I do my best thinking out loud. I don't plan anything when I'm doing my sessions with you. I've done this so many thousands of times. It's like I'm reading a script, but it's fresh, spontaneous. So here we go.
Right. Here we go.
Take it to the next level. If your cerebral palsy were to have less of a hold over you, because you've accepted that. It was a contract on some level. But let's now let's shift it. Begin to shift it. I mean, it's not instantaneous. It could take lifetimes. It could take seconds. But somewhere in between is what it's going to take. saying these words out loud as you keep bringing deep breath in. Sunrise lifting, long breaths out, waters falling, practicing letting go on the exhales. Sighs of relief, let's hear it. Breathing in, filling the tops of the lungs, like pyramids rising to the top of the sky. Fresh inspiration, filling your heart. Good, shaking free, shaking free. This is good, shaking free. Even as you're shaking free and the wisdoms are coming through, you can almost hear in the convulsing. You said it earlier, if the tears could speak, we would say, now, if my shaking free were to speak, we would say this. Go ahead.
If my shaking free were to speak, we would say this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are so tired.
Keep going, whatever comes.
So much pain. So much pain. Oh, but it's getting easier.
It's getting easier.
It's getting easier. It's getting more vibrant. It's getting more joyful every day.
Beautiful. And as I shake free through your body,
and as I shake free through your body,
this is giving you the opportunity to do what that you've never done, think what that you've never thought, say what that you've never said.
This is giving me the opportunity to feel deeper in my body and with other people. This is giving me the opportunity to love myself even more and therefore love life and love other people even more. And this is giving me the opportunity to speak my truth and carry it forward into the world.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So all of that is part of what's awakening. Now you have wisdom to the shaking free. The shaking free has a voice. The next step is you're saying the words out loud. And I believe if I haven't sent this to you already, I will. Please let me know if I have. I have the link to my book, both audio and also the ebook of Get Up, Stand Up for Your Life. Did I send that to you yet electronically?
I don't have an electronic copy of that yet, no.
I'll send you one both as an ebook, which is also on Amazon, and also as an audiobook, which is on audible.com. But I'm just sending it to you as part of our working together. You don't have to go to Audible or they're all links. And so you can listen to it as links. You can read it as, and the main thing I'm bringing that up for now is in one of the chapters is a chapter about relationships, because my whole work has been about designing pathways for people to free, one, the physical body, two, relationships, three, communication, four, creativity, and five, contribution to humanity. So there's tools in the book that show you ways of doing that. So here's the tool on relationships in that chapter that you'll see and hear, and now I'm just going to guide you through it. Saying these words out loud. I now address you.
I now address you.
What I have named as cerebral palsy in my body up to now.
What I have named as cerebral palsy in my body up to now.
Yeah. Up to now, I've given power over to you.
Up to now, I've given power over to you.
Yep. In believing that I have this life-threatening condition, I have allowed you to, so let's just to get truthful here, we're creating a new relationship. Go ahead.
In believing that I have had this life-threatening condition, I have allowed you to hold me back. I have allowed you to stop me from doing certain things. I have allowed you to keep me in pain. I have allowed you to keep me small. I have allowed you to keep me from living my highest life. I have allowed you to keep me from doing the best I could do. I have allowed you to keep me from being the best I could be.
And everything else that I haven't mentioned.
And everything else that I haven't mentioned.
I'm ready for a new relationship with you.
I'm ready for a new relationship with you.
Yeah, feel that brings a smile to your eyes, a tear from your face, and your whole mouth is quivering in that sense of, oh my God, I am. Because this is what we're dealing with here, you see, is as I get older, as I get wiser, I realize that it's all about shifting the dialogue we have between ourselves and anything else. So we're creating a new contract, because all contracts are with, that's right, as you realize, as you're shaking free with your body, now you realize the truth of what I'm saying. So my new relationship that I'm ready to have with you, what I've called cerebral palsy, I'm going to give you first a new name. Okay, I'm going to give you a new job title. Okay, the new job title. This is in my book. The new job title and the new name I'm going to give you is. Go ahead.
The new job title and the new name
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you is
Mm-hmm.
the thing that made Aubin so physically perceptive.
Okay. Okay. The thing that made Aubin perceptive. Okay.
Perceptive. It really is. It really is. It's that
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
that made me sit still and learn to perceive the world in so many different ways.
So let's shorten the words, because in my presentation coaching, I like to speak in the, watch my fingers, simplest,
The
strongest,
shortest, yeah.
sort of specific statement. Yeah. So the fewest words, maybe perceptive gift,
Perceptive gift. I like that one. Yes.
because it's fewer words, it carries more impact. Okay. So perceptive gift. Here's your new job title, responsibilities that are different from keeping me in pain and playing small, that allows me to be the depth of compassion and the depth of caring and the depth of being able to make a difference in myself and other people's bodies, minds, and lives. Here is your new job assignment title, role responsibility. Say it in your own words. As perceptive gift, what I used to call cerebral palsy. This is your new assignment. Go ahead.
As perceptive gift, what I used to call cerebral palsy, this is
Right.
your new assignment.
Yeah.
Carrying wisdom.
Yep. Beautiful. And what that will look like through Aubin's body and consciousness through all time, both online and offline, is you, starting this instant, are carrying wisdom in the following ways. Go ahead.
You, starting this instant, are carrying wisdom in the following ways: deep compassion for other humans,
Yep.
Ability to feel and translate energy, deep perceptive intuition, deep care and love, deep ability to help with profound insight.
Excellent. So when you come to this part of the audio, when you listen to it, hopefully sooner than later, tonight or tomorrow, the sooner the better, write down these key words of caring wisdom, deep compassion, that are able to translate energy, deep perception, deep care, and whatever else you just said. I just wrote a few of them down because I was writing quickly while you were speaking. And that's in the left-hand column. In the right-hand column, do the same thing that I'm asking you to do with all of these attitudinal naming of traits. Write down and then send to me in bullet form, or don't, just to share with me in our next session. Here's how I was able to carry wisdom that I've never done before. Even though I was in pain, I didn't focus on it. And here's what shifted when I communicated with Amanda or a new client or the dog down the block. Or here's how I demonstrated deep. So just bullet point examples in the fewest words of, I did this today with a plant, with a person, with an animal, whatever. And that will help you, in reporting to me, know that you're going to be reinforced for that. And guess what's going to happen as a result? It's like any child that's
It'll
giving him
grow
praise.
faster because
Exactly. That's my
get it.
whole. So that's my method under my madness here. I'm giving you all of this to do, not because I want you to be busy, because I want you to be conscious and intend for you to be conscious, so that what you see, what you hear, what you feel, what you notice, then can be remembered and then repeated as the new default program that is far more interesting than the old litany of, I'm in pain, I'm in this debilitating condition all my life. Bullshit. No, we're creating something far more interesting to you that you return to instead of the old litany. Good, good. If you're shaking free now in empathy and gratitude and recognition of the truth of what I'm saying, or to speak to me in gratitude, what would it say right now? You're shaking free, speaking to me.
In gratitude, I love you.
Thank you. Bless you, all done. We are moving mountains here together. You know this today. Neither you or I knew consciously that this would happen, yet unconsciously, we absolutely knew this is what was necessary to move to the next place in your beingness. Okay, so now that the condition, which we're now calling perceptive gifts, is treating you differently, now you can say, and here is what I am able now to give to you from now on, perceptive gifts that I couldn't before because I was putting myself down and making myself wrong and telling myself a bad person and just been secret about it. I haven't shared it. Here's what I can give to you because it's always a dual contract. Go ahead. Here's what I can give to you.
Here's what I can give to you, perceptive gift.
Yeah.
More love, more support, more freedom, more self-care, more joy, more physical care, more love, more support.
Beautiful. So when you get to this part of listening and watching to this recording again, write down those words and then notice demonstrations of how that shows up. It'll take place through your eating habits, through your exercise habits. We're transforming your entire world here today, which is so
Really?
cool. We're doing this in a very concentrated way where there is no downtime online. So
Right.
everything that we're sharing has immense impact. Watch how this rolls out in the next few days, week. Probably we should not wait too much longer to have a follow-up of this session. When's your next session with me and Sean? Is it next Thursday?
The 20th, I think. So it's only 3 days.
Oh, it's coming up very soon. Okay.
Yeah.
So my sense is we'll do that session and then let's plan another one of these to have you dive deeper into what's being evoked through the sessions, but not merely through the sessions. What I'm doing with you, in a way, it's even more focused and concentrated on your consciousness. And that's what I'm able to do very well.
Right.
So how is this helpful to you, what we're doing here today? Tell me, what are you particularly appreciating? Because I know we've covered a lot more territory latitudinally and longitudinally in this deep dive than either one of us expected. And I'm so pleased we've recorded this. What have you been most grateful for the entirety of everything that's happened in this hour?
I'm completely blown away that you can, like, in the span of 10 minutes, rename cerebral palsy to the point where I'm happy to have it. Like, I don't.
You know, that's the secret of all of this that we're in this world, that if we can rename and dialogue in a fresh, empowering, nurturing, inspiring way, anything that has threatened to annihilate or destroy our sense of aliveness, of beingness, of freedom, then there is a dual contract that is set up, and there's much more that we can be than we ever allowed ourselves to be. So this is the secret, is putting this into practice and noticing what shows up. That's the homework. And then you have the physicalization, the demonstration that it's not just a cool process, it's something that lands you in a spring, I say that very consciously, like place to spring forth in ways that we're turning locks into springs. That's
Right.
basically what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can feel it, man. Yeah.
Powerful.
I can feel all of it.
So now I'm thinking, because this has been such a deep dive for you here today, I would love to scan with you and go deeper within what's going on with you with my Healy device and then provide you some frequencies. But I have a feeling, because this was such a deep dive right now, to have you sit with what we've just done separate, because it's been so powerful, and just seep in the wisdom. In an hour or so, I'll send you the audio and the video so you can take notes. Would you please take some really good notes and then send to me your version of the written version of what we've just shared today, vocally and visually? Not because I want to see the words, but I think it'll help you really learn this methodology that we're teaching that's now already way beyond touching the body. We're doing it in this conversation. That the more you put down in written form, the more we can actually augment this in your own learning and teaching. Would you do that?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll watch it again and take notes. Sure. definitely.
And then when would we be able to speak? Probably ideally in the next day or 2 or 3. I want to do the Healy thing with you and provide you some support that way too. When would you be available? Take about half an hour, wouldn't take so long.
I mean, I can be available tomorrow night, my time, or Wednesday night.
Yeah, so let's look. I'll tell you when I can too. I'm looking here at my availability. Okay, so this time for you is basically,
It's 8:30 right now, p.m.
gotcha. Okay, so from 7:30, your time is 12:30 my time. Let's see when I have another 12:30 available my time. Going into looking at this now. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. From what I can see, unless what is the exact time? Yeah, it's this Thursday. We're meeting. There we go. Okay, that time. So today's just, yeah. I think just give me a second here to see what I have happening there.
Take your time, my friend.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere.
All right. I'm thinking. All right. Your time, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Tuesday night, would be perfect. And we'll go, half an hour to an hour. I don't know that we'll need that much time, but I'll leave that much time, which would be my 1 o'clock. Can
1
you give me
o'clock.
just
Yeah,
a minute? Is that okay?
Yeah.
You're 8 o'clock. Is that okay?
Yeah, 8 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay. So give me just a minute. I don't want to rush off, but I do need to take a quick pee. So give me a minute. I'm just going to turn.
All good, my friend.